I like drank from maybe Thursday to Sunday. Like it wasn't like an everyday thing. It was mostly at parties that I went to. And so it was really hard for me to like even talk about that because I'm like, this is what college kids do. This is how they live. Like this is the nightlife. This is the party life on campus. And so it was hard for me to really separate and like come to terms with that in myself because I didn't want to admit that, if that makes sense. Like I didn't want to be that person, but I was. I thought I could manage my drinking. I thought I could manage the unhealthy relationships, the fear that I was experiencing, but truth be told, I felt like I was drowning on the inside. On the outside, I had my life, what I thought was functioning. I still had a job. I still was going to school and actually getting decent grades. And so I wasn't really aware of how severe my problem was actually getting. I stepped away from the church, so I wasn't even attending a home church at the time. And I found myself really lost with no one to rely on. I think that the most pivotal moment in my life was when I was a junior in college and I had just finished partying from the weekend and my roommate found some pills that I had. It was the wake-up call that I needed. It became clear that this isn't just a weekend gig. I'm not just doing this for fun. It's becoming a part of my life that I can no longer control. And so my mom flew out from Ohio and took me to the outpatient program. And so I attended that class for 7 daunting weeks, 4 days a week. But I gained some really great insight on what addiction is and what that looks like and how I can have the tools to combat that when those old temptations start to arise. I knew that there was something lacking in my life, and I knew from my childhood that that space is specifically carved out for God. And so the only way I knew I was going to get clean and stay sober is if I had a relationship with God, a real one. And so my friend introduced me to PalmValley.Church, and he was like, there's a recovery group there if you want to go check it out. So I went to check it out, and I loved it, immediately accepted and loved for who I was despite what my life looked like just a few short months ago. It was around March, and so baptisms came up in October. And so I took the plunge and I got baptized, and then I rededicated my life to God. And from then on, it's been a wild journey. It hasn't been easy. It's been super uncomfortable at times, but I feel like I'm actually getting to know God for the first time in my life. So in Celebrate Recovery, we have 12 steps and 8 principles that we're going over right now. And they talk about making amends to the people that I have harmed and to offer forgiveness and to evaluate my relationships. And that's what I had to do when I got to that step. Those relationships were able to be restored through those amends, through those I'm sorries, and through I forgive yous. I am able to now have an open and honest line of communication with those closest to me. I am no longer ashamed to share my story in the kind of awful parts of my life because I'm hoping that it touches somebody else. And so evaluating all of those things and reflecting on those has to be a daily time that I have, and especially a daily time with God because He can bring forth some of those problem areas that are still in my life or things that I still struggle with, and how I can be a better wife, how I can be a better daughter, how I can be a better sister, a better friend. And so taking a step back and looking at my part and my side of the street allows time for reflection to do that. My name's Olivia, and we are PBC.